What's up, everybody? Anybody in here? Sound check. I don't care about this update available. Every single day it tells me I have an update for this computer, and I don't. I only update like once every 2 or 3 months because the updates are just irrelevant to anything that I use this computer for. But anybody want to tell me if we're good on sound? Anybody in here? I see there's 3 people in here. Oh, cool. Anti-government for life, like the name. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. I'll wait till a couple more people get in here before we start going. I got a couple articles for you guys here today, but mainly I just wanted to come on and talk. And I mean, the internet has bared with me today, so I mean, hopefully we don't have problems with that. But there's been all kind of stuff going on all over the world with the internet. It's crazy. People in North Carolina, Oklahoma, Indiana, Tim, he said his internet was acting up. The other day, it was down all day until it must have been after I went to bed, because then, it came back on. And when I woke up, I was like, okay, so it's working now. That was cool. But then yesterday or the day before, it started acting up really bad again, and it would just cut out, and I wouldn't be able to load videos or anything like that. And I said, I can't do a live stream like this, because then I'd be sitting here talking, and all of a sudden it would just cut. And then it would be, I'm getting ready to read about that Cyber Polygon. I think I have that one. I should. Oh man. Well, yeah. I got something on it right here. I got like 2 or 3 articles that I just pulled up. You lost tower signal for what? You talking about cell phone or internet? Or are you talking about like mobile data? What's up, everybody? Susie, IMU, Tiffany, Chris, Justine, Deb, Jeannie, Jimmy. How you doing, man? You guys all should go subscribe to Jimmy, by the way. Jimmy Doria takes very good videos of the sky. They hit him hard. He gets military choppers and stuff on footage every time they come around, and he's filming the sky and stuff, and that's cool. We have to do that. We really have to do that, because we need to see, like, what they're doing all over the place, because it's not just in a couple areas or even in one country. It's everywhere. You guys like this Yeti coffee cup? I scratched it because the cup holder on my forklift has it's like a pen holder, like metal thing or whatever. And the first day that I got this coffee cup, I put it in there and it scratched it. I was so mad. Angie, how we doing? Will, basketball fan, what's up? Justine, you got some good pics of the sky in Ohio. There was a lot going on in my area. I mean, I can't really tell right now because it's about to start pouring down rain, but did y'all get to see my video from yesterday? I mean, I know I've been on my backup channel for a while, but I got 2 strikes on there now, but I only have 1 strike on here because it's been past the 3 months and I got the first one. But yeah, I put a lot of good stuff in that video yesterday, and I'm hoping that a lot of people from my backup channel that are subscribed over there would come to my main channel, because I'm going to be using this for a while now, because, well, I got 2 strikes on there and I don't want to get terminated yet. Anyway, Odyssey's really been messing up. I would go to upload a video, like I put the one up that got taken down off of YouTube. I put it up the other day, and I literally had to sit there and try to upload it like 10 times, because it would start going through and it would just stop and say that there was like an something error or something like that. And I'm like, what's going on? And I uploaded it on my phone because I do most things on my phone. And it just started acting really weird. I couldn't even watch any of Carol's videos, and I watched most of her videos over there, actually. A bobblehead wait, Dragon Slayer, you drive forklift? Oh, my cigarette went out. Yeah, it's crazy, just everything that's been going on. And I think the internet thing has something to do with what I'm going to read you guys here in a little bit, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Are you watching my thing?
Do we not have any more cigarettes?
Wait, really? I'll go get some after I'm done with this. Yeah, good. Say hi to Reagan, everybody. She said she's in here. But yeah, the internet's just been acting up, and I really do think it has something to do with, well, what I'm going to read you guys when we get a couple more people in here. And yeah, yep, I've been reporting on that. The grid down in July, the cyber polygon, yeah. And I saw that they were saying, Klaus Schwab and them were saying that they are going to simulate a supply chain breakdown in real time. And I was talking to Tim on the phone the other day, and I was telling him, like, how else would you do that if not in real time, like they said? And what we know from Event 201, obviously, like what they've done this whole time, which I still don't see how people are not catching on to this. And you show them, like, oh, here was a worldwide tabletop exercise that simulated a sea pandemic, and then it just so happens to take place 2 months later. And they're like, oh, well, they said they didn't predict it. Yeah, it's called doublespeak. They didn't predict it. They planned it. That's a lot different than a prediction. I can predict that I'm going to go to the store tomorrow, but it's a lot different if I actually plan to go to the store tomorrow, because then I'm actually putting it forth. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about 4th of July, a lot of talk surrounding the 4th of July, which, I mean, if we do go by what they always do, they believe in the symbolism and all this stuff, and they do things based on what the symbolism of that event might be. So 4th of July, Independence Day, I think that they would most definitely pull something off on the 4th of July. And if you remember Bill Cooper back then, he was saying, like, the main event will take place on Christmas, Easter, 4th of July. So the next one coming, 4th of July. And Flag Day don't really count. That's tomorrow. Yeah, internet hackers and blackouts. I'm convinced that a lot of these hackers are either CIA or they're paid by the CIA to do this. Because remember when all those hackers got arrested in like 2013? I think it was around 2013. They got arrested and they took a deal and a contract to work for the CIA. I mean, come on. Come on. It's just, yep, CIA. Honestly, anti-government, they could do that. I'm thinking that they could start to sow that, and also, because it's always multifaceted, as we know, I'm thinking they could also start to sow a lot of division with the whole, what they've been keeping on the back burner. Pretty much every article is referencing what happened last year with, what's his name? Oh, the whole George Floyd thing, and how they're putting people against each other. So I'm thinking they're going to build up the division to where it's like almost boiling over. And then they're going to, well, pull the plug after chemtrailing real bad and doing all that. Because think about it. Any given moment, like right now, the power could just be right now. And nobody would have any communications, and we would literally be sitting ducks. We would, a lot of you guys in the UK are watching America. William, any specific reason? Justine, I did not see that actually. I would like to watch that. But William, is there talk going on over there why people are watching the United States? Yeah, they're also doing the jab for SIM cards in Pakistan. I reported on that the other day. Well, I wouldn't say that it fell apart. I wouldn't say that, because they're still really pushing all that stuff. Like, the signs have showed up in the stores where it says, "Oh, you don't have to wear your mask if you got the shot," and that literally is a precursor for digital ID, ID 2020 type things, because people are already asking, "Oh, how are we going to know who has the shot and who doesn't?" And they're going to be like, "Oh, well, we just so happen to have a plan for that." Man, it is so easy. So easy. So easy. I would hope, basketball fan, I would hope that is true. I would really hope that is true. They shut down power to an entire village in India, supposedly. Well, if they did, it would probably be a test run for larger areas. I'm thinking that they're going to start in the United States, like maybe here and there, like maybe this town, see how it works, and then move over to or county or maybe state before they do the entire. I mean, we're in the Great Reset, right? I mean, a Great Reset is literally the Great Reset. It's going to be something that is supposedly going to be remembered for hundreds, even thousands of years. That's what they said. This is like a turning point in history from what they're saying. So population reduction, that's part of the reset because, well, if you guys watched my video yesterday, you can already see where they're saying that they're declaring grass illegal in, I think it was Arizona. I think that article I was reading said Arizona, Nevada. But apparently you can't go on any grass or you can't do this or that because, well, the drought, we got to protect nature from these crazy droughts that we have contrived with our geoengineering. Even though they deny that all the time. Oh, don't worry, oxygen lover, man. You didn't miss nothing. Or lady, if you're a lady. I'm bad at that. I've done that like 3 times, and people said, I'm a lady. And I said, I am so sorry. But you're also talking to the person that calls everybody dude. So I call my mom dude. I'll be like, hey, dude. I'll be like, Mom, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, it's very demented. This whole thing is demented. And nothing surprises me anymore because I remember a couple years ago, I would sit there and think, because I'd read everything they wanted to do, and I'd be like, there's no way that they are going to be able to get enough people to go along with this. There's no way that people right now would be like, yes, let me take this. Or, yeah, I believe in that. And then I would read how they said they were going to make people beg for the New World Order. And I'm like, how would they do that? We're seeing it now. Yep. We sure are. Nothing surprises me anymore. People are saying the craziest things, and people are getting behind the craziest things. Oh, it's insane. Okay, let's we got enough people in here now. I can read off this first article to you guys. Get in the zone here a little bit. I feel like an old man with a pipe reading the newspaper. They do have huge camps. They have they've been working on that for a long. I think it was like 2006 when that guy first went and recorded all those disposable coffins. You guys remember that? The disposable FEMA coffins that can pile 4 bodies each. Yeah, it was. They got all kind of stuff. But this is a huge thing right here. Check this out. Excuse me. Netanyahu removed from power after Israeli MPs support change government coalition. And this was today, actually. I updated 4 hours ago. This is huge. Anything that goes on in Israel is huge. I mean, Israel is the focal point of world conflict right now. And according to Albert Pike's 3 World Wars, Israel is going to be very, very important to what's coming. Crazy. But Benjamin Netanyahu would be leaving the Israeli prime minister's post after 12 years in power as the country's legislature voted to swear in a new change government on Sunday. The new government was supported by 60 out of 120 MPs in the Knesset, while 59 voted against it. The only lawmaker to abstain was Said al-Harumi as the pro-Palestinian United Arab List Party. So Netanyahu's out. Like, I don't know what's going to come out of that. But, I mean, those guys are all puppets anyway. Like, anybody in government that you see on television, anybody in the public eye is a puppet. The real people you never see, ever. Maybe once or twice, and they'll talk about them giving a charitable contribution to a problem, making them look like good guys. The landmark vote took place after a tense session in the Knesset, Knesset, which saw Bennett constantly heckled by Netanyahu's supporters during his speech. And they just go on talking about all of that. when Netanyahu spoke, he said Israel will be getting a weak government with the Change Coalition. He insisted that Bennett, who is going to become the next prime minister, doesn't have the global standing and credibility to counter the Jewish state arch rival Iran, adding that Tehran would be celebrating after the vote. And then he also said that this Bennett guy is perpetuating the greatest fraud in Israeli history. So this could actually lead to war with Iran, because Iran could find that Israel is now weak and they could attack, which in Albert Pike's 3 World Wars, in the Third World War, he says that the other nations surrounding Israel will be constrained to fight to complete physical, moral, economic, and military exhaustion. Oh, I know Netanyahu is probably not even his real name. I'm not sure what his real name is, but I know it's probably not Netanyahu. He's always freaked me out. Just like there's something about him. Whenever you like watch him speak, I can just see him ordering bombs being dropped on elementary schools, like they like to do over there, for whatever reason. Bunch of crazy stuff going on. So yeah, that happened. Now I got this other article right here. I can save this one for a little bit longer because I really just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys, see what's going on with all you guys. Let's see what the chat's going on. Oh, really? Your friend's son can't get into drug rehab unless he takes that's ignorant. That is so ignorant. That's literally ignorant. That's crazy. Yep, to find out who is in charge, look to see who you cannot criticize. And who can't we criticize? Zionism, for starters. As soon as you say something about that, they're like, nope, gone. That's really messed up about that whole can't get into drug rehab, because the medical community sees drug addiction as a actual disease. And to not be able to get the help you need unless you're going to go take that thing, that is messed up. That's like saying somebody can't go get their cancer treatment or heart disease treatment or whatever unless they, well, get the shot. That's crazy. Yeah, you're never allowed to criticize Israel. If you don't say that they're the greatest thing in the world, yeah, you're. But here's something. Israel is full of war crimes. They drop bombs on elementary schools. They pretty much do anything they want. Not the Jews as spoke of in the Bible. I remember what Jesus said. He said that these are Jews, the synagogue of Satan, who say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. That's what's going on today. But if you say one thing about Israel, people are like, "Oh, you can't do that. They're God's chosen people." Like, synagogue of Satan are not God's chosen people. You want to know who are God's chosen people? How's it going, Tig? What's up, my man? Oh, on this channel, I didn't make you a mod. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you comment something, I can do it. Oops, sorry guys. I have Reagan on the as a moderator on my backup channel, but not on my main channel. Sorry guys. Yeah, if you just comment something, I can right click your name and then oh, okay, yeah, I see. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. We're getting there. What is going on here? See what happens when you're not prepared? I don't ever get prepared whenever I do videos, whenever I do anything like that. How am I going to do this? Oh, here we go. There you go. Good to go. Anyway, so God's chosen people are the original 12 tribes of Israel, correct? Right or wrong? Tig, we're talking about, well, first we were talking about the Israeli changing government. That's huge on the world stage. But now we're talking about, well, because I was going off about people, if you criticize Israel and then they're like, oh, you can't do that, they're God's chosen people. And then I was talking about the synagogue of Satan. And now I'm talking about the original 12 tribes of Israel. A lot of people don't like to hear this, but the original 12 tribes of Israel you can trace the lineage down to Hispanics, blacks, and Native Americans. Those are the descendants of Israel. Truly. A lot of people don't like to hear that. They really don't. But it's true. It really is. That doesn't mean that, nobody can be saved or anything, because a lot of people, would tell me like, oh, doing what? You don't believe that everybody can be saved? No, I never said that. I never said that. I'm just telling you who the original 12 tribes of Israel descendants are. That's a fact. Oracle of the West, hello. All right, check this article out, guys. As soon as I came across this, I was like, oh man, Great Reset, digital citizenship required to use internet. Okay. And in this day and age with people can't go 10 minutes without using the internet. Not like it was when, well, a lot of you were young. I don't really remember a time before internet. I mean, I sort of do. I remember when the internet wasn't really something that people would go to. They would just say, it's just something that's there, but not like today. How many people do you think would go and get this digital citizenship and get this jab if they were told that they were not allowed to use the internet or their phone? And that's not rhetorical. I'm actually asking you guys, how many people do you think would go and take that? Because you got to remember, we're in phase 2 with the incentives, with the, employers saying you can't work here or come in the store unless you have this. In stage 3, phase 3, that's going to be the military force on the rest of us. Yeah, most people will. I'm not sure what number that they are saying, how many people got the thing so far, but okay, let me start reading this. I would say anti-government is correct, 80% of the population, because a lot of people, it could be 65, you never know. You never know. But a lot of people, they don't see it as that bad of a thing. If they're saying they're not going to get it, it's because maybe they don't trust it, but they don't understand the true nature of it. But when you dangle over their heads like their phone, like, oh, you want it? You want it? Better go get shot. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. You laughing at me? Most people are going to be like, okay, yes, I'll go and I'll take it. I definitely will. Yeah, if you want to get your life back, get your freedom back, you better go and, yeah, they can keep everything, man. I'll go throw this phone right in the river right now as soon as they go. And we already talked about how we're totally prepared to quit our jobs. The day that we walk in and they say, you have to have this to work here, I'm just throwing everything down. I'm leaving my Lyft over wherever. I'm not even going to park it. I'm going to say bye. Oh, you can't quit? Watch me. Walk right up out that door. Don't care. Don't care. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because I'm not thinking about what I'll lose here. I'm thinking about what I could lose in the next life. Check this out. Tiffany, you're absolutely right. Most people will do whatever it takes so they don't have to lose their creature comforts. Same zombies gobbling up the propaganda on TV. You are correct. Yeah, Kimberly, you're also correct. The stimulus checks. We already knew they were going to do that one. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Here's where I drew the line. I drew the line last year and I said, no test, no shot. By any means necessary. I will never, ever, ever take that thing. Ever. Lori, I pretty much use my phone for the same thing. I look stuff up. I use my phone to make videos because For some reason, this computer is weird about making videos. I just probably haven't figured it out yet, but I'm going to try to get back on the computer to make the videos. But I do the live streams on here because it's a lot better, because I can actually see the chat over here, and then, and to watch Star Wars. Yeah, Reagan is correct. Yeah, I do watch a lot of Star Wars. I am a Star Wars nerd. I will admit it. I just spent $200 on lightsabers like an idiot. Don't make fun of me. Anyway, TN has warned about, for people just getting in here, this is Great Reset, digital citizenship required to use the internet. TN has warned about this technocrat trend to demand digital identification, they call it citizenship, to use the internet. It will destroy all privacy, offer total control over user behavior, and provide a no-fly list for anyone deemed to be a threat. The World Economic Forum recently ran a live stream with Interpol, Cloudflare, and a cybersecurity firm to discuss the upcoming cyber pandemic agenda, which many believe will be their next step to justify creating a digital citizenship to be able to use the internet. That pretty much sounds about spot on. Spot on. May the force be with you, Justine. Okay, let's see. Cloudflare's COO, who advises on digital identity and citizenship for internet users. You want to associate everything you do on the internet with a digital ID. Here is Cloudflare's Michelle Zetlin casually talking about 100% security, which will be used to block anyone in this cancel culture that they disagree with. Yeah, they always say 100% security and you can trust us and we'll make sure that nobody can get your information. But when has there ever been a time where people could not access your information on the internet? When? Never, ever. And now you got Facebook. They have like 50 commercials. We sit here and watch them every day, every single day. And they're like, oh, there hasn't been any internet regulation updates since 1996. And the way I look at it, no matter how many people they show doing fun things, no matter what they do, if Facebook is getting behind this, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Facebook is the CIA's best friend. Because instead of having to go and, try to find out what people are doing, people are willingly telling what they're doing. Oh, look at my plate of chicken. Oh, I'm at this Applebee's in this town in West Virginia right now with my family. And the CIA just sits back and they're like, man, we're geniuses. Come on, man. Come on. So stupid. If you guys hear weird noises like banging or something, the local football team is practicing literally right here by this fence, right across the street from our house. And they keep hitting one of those sled things that you hit when you play football. And it's really loud and annoying. Okay, but they always need to control everyone else to make the world the way they see it. There is never any respect for human rights. They reject the very idea of the United States Constitution or the Declaration of Independence that we're all created equal. And that is why the 4th of July seems like a viable time for them to be able to pull something off. And I mean, if they're talking about this to simulate a supply chain breakdown in real time, you can't construe that any other way. You can't. Your neighbors posted photos of their vacation and were robbed blind. I bet they were. Tig, you're right, my man. And it is all Lucifer's creation. He is playing all sides, literally playing all sides. And so many people are falling for deceptions that are just not even. Sometimes I get a headache talking about this stuff, guys. I really do. Just sometimes, not a lot. Oxygen, that's not a bad idea at all, but it's pretty hard to do that. All right, this one's almost over, this article here. The road they always go down has been attempted so many times. Lenin ignored culture and humanity and tried to make everyone the same. It was humanity itself that he waged war against. These people are doing the very same thing. To them, we must all be controlled. I do not recommend doing any business with any company that teams up with the World Economic Forum. Well, I mean that's the World Economic Forum. I mean they're just like one of them think tanks or whatever. They're not really in charge of anything. They're just the people that are gonna help bring it about. And for some reason, they got tasked with forwarding this great reset. I don't know why they would trust the World Economic Forum. They're not even one of like the big names. Lenin was a 33rd degree Mason. You're right. You're absolutely right. And Lenin was the one that said, what did he say? Oh, democracy is indispensable to socialism. And the ultimate goal of socialism is communism. Because a lot of people, they go around saying we're a democracy and this and that. And a lot of that started around like Bush years, because they would just go and say, oh, we got to defend democracy. We got to spread democracy in all these countries. But you ask most people to define democracy as opposed to define a republic, and they're like, well, aren't they the same thing? No, they are not the same thing, not even kind of close. In a democracy, the majority rules. So if the majority voted to take away all of your stuff, well, that's what the people want. In a republic, a constitutional republic, your property is your property, and we have individual rights. Democracy only favors the majority, and they will vote themselves into socialism every single time, which is why Lenin even said that democracy is indispensable to socialism. Because if you got power to vote yourself anything you want and all these raises and all this stuff, you're going to do it too. In the Constitution, it says that Congress only gets paid when they're in session, but then they changed it to where they get paid even when they're not in session. Yep, that is a Lenin quote. The best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. Yep, and that's why they have controlled opposition all over the internet. So many truth channels, big name Christian channels, prepper channels. Who else? I don't even know. There's so much controlled opposition going on, so much, and they'll sit there and tell you the same thing. They'll all tell you that, oh, it's the left side, or it's the right side, or they'll never talk about Zionism. Alex Jones will never tell you about Zionism. He will never tell you about the true nature of the New World Order agenda. He won't. He just won't do it. He'll get on there and say, oh, globalist and this and that, and the Democrats and that and this. And what's going on with the whole oxygen? I'm not sure about that. I've never looked into that. I don't need to become anything to protect my property or my freedom. The way I look at it, I was born here through no fault of my own, by God, through my parents, and just like everybody else was born here the same way. You didn't ask. We're all born here, created equal, and nobody has a right to rule over anybody else. That is what I believe. And I believe in true freedom, real freedom, not the fake freedom that most people believe in. Heard something about filing papers if I have to file papers for anything, I ain't doing it. Nope. I ain't filing no papers for nothing. But I've never looked into it though, so I mean, don't take what I say. And yeah, and Justine, you're right. Don't ever put your trust into one person. And that's what a lot of people on the right side are doing, because for some reason they think that Trump is coming back and he's going to kick the Democrats' ass and he's going to reposition himself as the real president, and we're all going to have to worship him and all this stuff. And that gives me more of a headache than talking about this stuff, because this stuff, at least, is legit. But the Trump people, you literally can't get through to them. You tell them like, oh, isn't this guy that Operation Warp Speed literally said partnered with Gavi? As soon as the inauguration happened, he spent his whole campaign talking about, oh, we're going to lock Hillary up. We're going to do this and that, that and this. And then as soon as he gets in there, oh, let's give Bill and Hillary a round of applause, guys. They're some of my greatest friends ever. Yeah, they put on a good show, didn't they? Didn't they? Crazy. Crazy. And if anybody in here is a Trump supporter, either you are trying to learn and get away from that, which is great, or you're just in the wrong place. And I don't apologize for that. And I tell people, because they're like, oh, no, he's for the people. Anybody who is a billionaire twice or is even able to put their name in the hat to run for president, even just the conventions or anything, or even show you on TV, you are a puppet. His allegiance was to Israel, of course. Yep, Trump said on multiple occasions, let's take the firearms first and then worry about due process. Well, that totally negates due process, because if you're going to confiscate property first, that's guilty until proven innocent. That goes against everything we're supposed to believe as a country. Well, I don't know what people believe now, because most people are just like, here, take all my freedom away. I don't need it. Just let me keep my cell phone. That's literally, it's crazy. It's crazy. Insane. Yep, and Trump is a major distraction, and they're still playing that left-right thing. They have to. They have to keep playing that, because they have to keep people divided. Because if we come together, then you don't even have to do anything. They won't even try it. They won't try it. In the UK, many people still believe in Q. Oh, man. Yep, Reagan is correct. If he was real, he would never have been a nominee at all. And that's what I always ask people. How many times did you hear Joe Jorgensen's name during the election? Not once that I remember. Anybody real will never make it into that two-party system, which is actually a one-party system. And the Q people, they're just, man, that was the greatest move by them. The greatest move. One of their best psychological operations that they ever pulled. Because I watched so many, and Reagan will tell you, because I would literally complain every single time a channel that I would watch would just start one day saying, oh, I got a couple Q drops for you guys, and we're going to talk about QAnon. And I'm like, nope, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. Oh, no, actually, I'm talking about my wife. I'm not talking about the president. Oh, there's a quote by William Casey, CIA director, and you are correct, Moto J. We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. Correct. And you guys have heard me say this before. Whenever they launched the military on the internet in like 2015, 2016, and they said that they were going to deploy, first of all, deploy the internet on, or the military on the internet to combat misinformation, all of a sudden, QAnon pops up. It was so easy to see through. And so many people just fell for it right in line. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, they literally decimated the entire community in one foul swoop. Let's see. Yep. I wish I had one of those Nikon P100s or whatever they are. Whatever camera Mike Decker has, that dude gets the best footage of. He can literally zoom in and see the pilot picking his nose if he wanted to. That camera is crazy. Crazy. They've been doing a lot of spraying around here. I can't see right now because it's about to storm where I'm at, but they have been spraying a lot. They've been spraying so much. And it's more than I've ever seen, actually. I got a couple pictures on here from a couple weeks ago. And I only took these pictures because it was literally the most I've ever seen. It was like, oh, I can't even tell you how many chemtrails there were in these pictures. Let me see if I can find them. Found them. All right, guys, let's start with this one. Here, wait a minute. I hope you guys can see this. Okay, look, there's like 4 of them in a row. Look at all that. It gets worse. Look at that. Look at that. That is the most I've ever, look, right in front of the sun, X, right in front of the sun. That is the most I've ever seen them spray in our area. Look at that. I don't know how many more I got. That's pretty, oh, and then I think it was not even a half hour later, this is what the sky looked like. Totally clouded over. Totally clouded over. And they do it all the time. They just sit there and they do it all the time. And you try to tell people about the chemtrails. Well, a lot of you probably know. You tell people about the chemtrails and they're like, no, that's just water vapor that comes from the planes. And then you're like, no. If you look, you can tell which ones are actually contrails because they'll dissipate like this far behind the plane in the sky. But the chemtrails expand all the way across the sky, and then they fold out and they go like this. Yeah, Donnie and Hillary are cousins. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. I want to see that video that Carol put up of the clouds falling or failing or something. Oh yeah, for my video last night. Yeah, that was, yeah. And I'm not sure about Rosa Quarry. I believe they killed her because Project Zypher and Project Pogo, of course, most definitely, and she's just the latest casualty in the war. I mean, you got to talk Jeff C., Brandy Vaughn, David Goldberg, Rosa. Who else? Oh, Alan Watt. Who else was there? There was a couple more. There was like 10. There was like 10. They're spraying so we don't burn up. Something happening with the atmosphere, making the sun too hot. I'm not sure about that. I haven't looked into that. I can't. I won't speak on anything that I know nothing about. I can't. What do the skies look like where you guys are? Pretty crazy. Where did you hear that the chemtrails gave cancer to Rosa? I would like to look. Oh, Carrie Mullins, yes, the inventor of the PCR test, right? I thought I read that. And that was like right after they started this whole thing. Right after they started this whole thing, they just started dropping people. And they did say that they would go after the red list people are like the big people that have like a following, and the blue list people would be like, well, you guys that can potentially be re-educated. Red list people are to be taken out and shot in the back of the head immediately. Blue list people are to be taken to camps. Yellow list are, well, to go along, get along. People that you see wearing 2 masks still in 100-degree weather. And all this lifting of the restrictions and all that, I've said it before, but I'll say it again, of course. That's literally a trap. It is a trap. Because what's going to happen is they're going to start lifting these restrictions and stuff, like the mask mandates, like in Ohio. They lifted our mask mandate. It was, I think it was on the 1st of June. West Virginia's doing theirs on the 20th. And what's going to happen is they're going to come back, with the Delta variant that they've been talking about. And they're going to be like, oh, see, we gave you guys too much freedom. We gave you guys too much freedom. And now we got all this spreading again. And people are dying left and right. And you're going to notice people dying, but it ain't going to be from that. I'm not going to say what it's from, but you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people are going to believe it. And, well, they'll be able to come back and clamp down even harder. Couple that with the cyber thing going on. And, well, you got yourself a recipe for disaster. As long as they keep us fighting, as long as they keep us fighting like this, it's done.
I gotta get in the shower.
Oh, you're good. All good. Say bye to Reagan, everybody. Oh, look, I don't think I have a moderator in here, guys. So anybody can come in here and say anything they want. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody really does that anyway. And if they did, I'd remove them myself. But you guys are all cool. You guys are the best. I don't tell you guys that too often, but you guys are awesome. Literally, you guys are awesome. Like, a lot of you email me, and I'm still going through emails. I got so many, like hundreds, I believe. It might not be hundreds, but it's up there. And I've been going through them, and I'm really trying to get back to all of you. I went through and read a bunch of them, but I haven't replied to all of them yet. But people have been sending me articles, pictures, their personal stories, and you guys are just awesome. You guys are literally just awesome. I'll put my email in the chat for you guys. And you guys already know my last name, so I can't even hide that anymore. A lot of people ask me if my name's fake, and I'm like, well, you want to see my birth certificate? My name's not fake. Crazy. But yeah, you guys can email me anything you want. I don't care what it is. I mean, I do care what it is. Don't send me crazy things, of course, like things that I would not read or that, but yeah, you can send me anything you want. I will definitely get to it. Emailed you a great video about the Holocaust. I seen that, Oracle, but I didn't get into it yet because I was just, like I said, I was just going through, but I did see that, and I will check that out. James, dropping my middle name, which is James, actually. I have been to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is about, well, if you're driving pretty quick, about 30 minutes, not even, from my house. I live right on the panhandle of West Virginia. Like, here's Ohio. Here's the panhandle of West Virginia. Here's PA. I work in West Virginia, so I can get to PA, like, which is great. A lot of people can't say that they live that close to two other states. But I heard in PA that people have told me that they're going to start checking people at the borders and to see if you've received your, your cure, which is not good. Not good at all. If that's true, I haven't looked into it. Yeah, West Virginia is actually nice. I used to do a job before I worked where we work now. I used to do a job. I delivered pharmaceuticals for McKesson, and my route would be I'd drive down into West Virginia and hit like, I think 10 different stops down there before coming back and making one stop in Ohio. But yeah, West Virginia is great. It's great. It's beautiful there. Even in the wintertime, I think winter's beautiful anyway. But there's just so much, the creeks, the river. I say creeks. I live in Ohio, so you guys can just, people say creek, but that sounds weird to me. I say creek. That's how I was raised to say it. Anyway, yeah, West Virginia is great. But back to the matter at hand. So they're taking people out. I'm not sure who's going to be the next one because you can't pretty much guess that. But it started concerning me when I saw that Jeff C. died because, I mean, he was huge and he was on YouTube. And that worries me since I do this now. Like, how long is it going to be until I mean, I'm prepared for that, of course. Like, I've already accepted it. I'm not worried about it. But, they're taking people out. And I'm pretty sure that it's in phases or just here and there. So it's not too obvious. But answering coming from another channel. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be something if they shut the grid down and then put roadblocks in state borders like Canada. Yeah, that would. I think they got it all figured out, honestly. I mean, they've been working at this for, well, generations. But more recently, they've been working at this for at least the last 30 years recently. I think they have all angles covered, and I think they know, like, who's going to do what, and all their stuff is going to work. EMP goes off. It's possible. Deborah, yeah, it's definitely possible. She's been doing a lot. It's possible she could be one of the next ones. Yeah, and Richie, oh, guys, he's very sick. I mean, I hope he's all right with me. Like, I won't say too much, but he's sick. He's sick. I mean, in one of his videos, he said his liver was failing. So we can all just pray for Richie. And he thinks, I'm pretty sure he thinks that it's some kind of frequency warfare, because he said that before. He said that before, which they can do that, especially with the new 5G stuff. They can definitely do that. They can literally zero in on you and hit you with frequencies, and it will just appear a natural death. A natural death. Crazy. Crazy. And a lot of people are saying, like, oh, how much longer is God going to allow this? Which, I mean, he's going to allow it for a little bit longer, at least, I believe. Because, I mean, you got to think, he sent his only son here to die for all of us. And Jesus said on the cross, why have you forsaken me? So, I mean, I personally believe that he's going to let it go on for at least a little bit longer, because it has to. It's prophecy. It has to. Yes, Richie from Boston. Yes, he is sick. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, he still makes videos on Richie from Boston TV. I pay for it. I watch all of them. But I heard also he's on BitChute, and I think he's on something else too. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good, and that goes back to targeted individuals. You guys ever looked into that? Some of you probably have. A lot of people would say that's not real, but I would say that it's most definitely real, because they're afraid of us. They're literally afraid of us. That's why they sit in their ivory towers, and they, one, let their minions take care of whatever. Two, they use their weird technologies to infiltrate and attack us. They try really hard to divert us off the course, and they try people's faith all the time. All the time. They're literally terrified of us. They are terrified. Yeah, Richie is literally the best. Richie has done so much for this community. He called this whole thing before it happened. Him, Nicholson 1968. I don't know what's going on with him either. But you guys remember that one where he said, why would they need this stuff unless there was going to be a pandemic? Which, yeah, yeah. So right after that, and then he literally called every single thing that was going to happen, and then it just started happening. And all of a sudden, he's kicked off of YouTube. He starts getting sick. Targeted individual. Yeah, ODD. Yep, ODD is awesome. He's good. Very good. A lot of people are saying he could be controlled opposition. I haven't heard him say anything that would suggest that. But then again, you never know anymore. You really never know. That's why I like smaller channels, because a lot of the smaller channels pretty much not controlled opposition. Oh, Days of Noah is the best. His live streams, he did one for 4 hours the other day, and it was great. Great. But yeah, the smaller channels, like people like me or people like Tim, they will have next pandemic under control in 100 days. Oh, yeah? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oxygen, that happened? You started making too many YouTube comments, then your husband's VA disability was cut off suddenly? That's weird. That's weird. Yeah, a lot of stuff is weird, but a lot of people would say like, "Oh, you think you're so important that they're going to come after you? You think that actually, yes, every single person alive is very important to them, and it's because you have a soul and you are of your Father. That's why Lucifer's main job is to damn as many people to hell as he possibly can. And that idea that we're just little guys and we're not important enough, like, yes, you are. Because if you stand next to, let's say you got a homeless guy or whoever, stand them next to some billionaire that you don't see on TV, just in person. And if you look at them with your own eyes, they're just men. They bleed the same. They put their pants on the same. They go number one, number two, the same. They're just men, mortal men. That's why when people worship Trump or anybody, how you're not supposed to worship men. That's like the only real thing that you're not supposed to do. And it's stated many times in the Bible. Many times in the Bible. Same as the people that go out and do their good deeds on Facebook and stuff. And they're like, "Oh, check me out, guys. I'm helping out this person. This is so cool." And in the Bible, it says that if you do your deeds among men, like what's it say? It says like I think it says false prophets, or like the false prophets who stand out and they get their recognition among men and all that. And it says in the Bible that you will have your reward among men. Like that is your reward. If you're doing things for your own vanity and you just want recognition from other people, there's your reward. When you do things, you're supposed to do them because you want to do them, not for any kind of recognition, not for any kind of praise from other people. You're supposed to help people because you would want to be helped, and you're supposed to do that. Crazy. Hide from your right hand what you do from your left. Yep, you're right. Jesus Freak Computer Geek. I never heard of him. I've never heard of him. Yep, all that all kind of AI, and AI is terrifying. I don't know if anybody's ever really looked into AI. I seen this one guy. He was arguing with this guy. It was on one of these channels. That's irrelevant. He was arguing with this guy, and he was saying, "Oh, AI is only as smart as the person who programs it." No. That's not true. AI is self-aware. It is its own mind. It doesn't need somebody to sit there and go, no, once it's out, it is its own being. You guys are giving me a bunch of channel names. I'm going to have to check those out. But yeah, we are all on the list. Kimberly, you're right. We're all on that list. It doesn't matter if you're red list, blue list, whatever. If you even said one thing in your life against them, even in reach of your phone, they got you on a list. Absolutely. But when I started doing this, I was like, well, there might be a chance that my channel would actually grow. Back then, I didn't think it would, and I didn't care. I mean, back then, when I got like 50 people, I was like, wow, I got 50 people to listen to what I'm saying and read the stuff that I'm putting out. That's good enough for me. If I could even wake one person, that's good enough for me. That's the reason I'm here. I feel it in my soul. That's the reason why God put me on this earth, was to wake people up to the truth. As soon as I found that out within my soul, I was like, okay, I got to do that. I didn't start making videos until January of this year. But when I first started making videos, I was like, there's a chance that, a small chance, but there's a chance that my channel will grow. And I start reaching more people, and that would increase my chances of being messed with. I really, really hope that's not the case. But then again, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. It's worth it to me because I feel that I've already done my job. I've already woken up so many people, my whole family. I've been doing this, talking to my family for a long time, and they would make fun of me. They would call me crazy. At Christmas time, they would buy me coloring books of like apocalyptic events, and they would be like, "Oh yeah, Austin, New World Order, right?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever, whatever." Until this year, and then they were like, "Wow, Austin, everything you were saying is coming true." I'm like, "Yeah, you think I just talk to talk? You think I'm just out here believing crazy stuff and just spouting off at the mouth? Like, no, this is real life." And then you get those people that start looking into these things for entertainment. Like, oh, yeah, ooh, conspiracy theories, guys. This is my entertainment. No, it's not entertainment. This is real life. This is real life. These are real problems. Thank you, Tig. I really appreciate that, my man. I'm not sure if I am. I can't say that, but I'm I don't even know what to say, honestly. But I always tell people, like, this is real life. This is not no, I'm going to go and watch this for a little bit just because I want to be entertained. Like, I don't do this for entertainment. I don't do this for anything else other than to wake people up. That's it. That's literally where it ends. Even if I lost every channel, like if YouTube terminated my channels, well, I still would have 3 and 4. There ain't no strikes on there. A lot of you aren't even subscribed over to Austin from Ohio 3 and 4. You'll be able to find it if you look it up. But even if I lost all of you guys and I only had like 10 subscribers, I would still make videos. Of course, I would still make videos. Why wouldn't I? Kimberly, you're right. When the internet's gone, we will lose touch. And you know what? I want to invest personally in a ham radio because if EMP or something like that happens, ham radios will still work. Max Eigen on RFB level, right? Is that true, John? Because I will look him up. Yeah, shaking my head got terminated. Yeah, he's gone. Same as Corbett, he's gone. Gone. Yeah, I saw Tim. He was saying he was concerned because I told him on the phone that he's like, "Oh, what's your plan, man?" He's like, "What are you gonna do?" Justine, I'm not sure about walkie-talkies. I'm really not. I have no idea. I don't know if battery-powered stuff would still work. Anyway, and Tim said he was concerned, which I'm grateful for. Tim, he is a very good friend of mine. Honestly, I feel like I've known him my whole life. I talk to him all the time. I text back and forth with him. He sends me stuff. I send him stuff. We talk on the phone and whatnot. But he made that video and he said that he was concerned because I said, that my plan is no plan. I don't have a plan. My plan is to just go and just go with it. I'm gonna stay here. I'm cool with it. There's no. Not Tim Truther. No. Restore the Republic 76 and Republic in Distress. I keep forgetting some people on here aren't over there either because our communities are intertwined. Like so many people watch me and the same people watch him, but some of you guys here came from other people. Yeah, Tim from Restore the Republic. I told him I was going live, but he didn't. He didn't text. I think he's out with his family today. He said he was going, but yeah. And I told him. I said I'm okay with my decision. I've already. There was a time 2 or 3 years ago when I was trying to get something going and go hide in the woods or this and that, but there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. You literally just have to face it. It's okay. It's okay. And I am totally prepared to do, what is necessary. And no matter how the chips fall, it's okay. It's all right because I did my job. I did my job and I know that well, in my heart, I know that what I'm doing is right. There was a time also when I would be doubting myself and saying, am I doing the best I can do? Am I on the right path? And then I would pray and I would ask God, I said, God, am I on the right path? Please give me a sign and tell me if I'm on the right path. Please just give me that, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, discernment and wisdom and the gift of teaching. And well, I feel right about it, so I would say that that's true. Okay, let's see what we got here. Tim is how you found me. Welcome. Yeah, Tim is great. Tim is great. Yeah, Tig, you're right. You're right. You are so right. Hey Leslie, how's it going? I thought about it. I'm still thinking about it actually. I might put some more thought into that, but honestly, I'm really just okay with my decisions. But things change, things change. Let's see what you guys are saying up here. Yeah, Maverick. Richie was a targeted individual. Absolutely. Still is. Actually. Still is. Still is. Justine, you are right. They can take our bodies. They can do whatever they want. And remember what Jesus said? He said, worry not. Oh, oxygen, Lisa Haven is controlled opposition. I'm sorry to tell you that. It is with great reluctance that I tell you that. Lisa Haven is controlled opposition. Most definitely. There's a lot of them. Jay Board, John, I will look into all of that. Tig, you are right. She is stuck in the left-right thing. Isn't she promoting like the whole Trump thing and all this stuff and whatever? I haven't watched her in so long. I have no idea what she's been saying. But what was I? Oh, I was saying what Jesus said. Jesus said, "Worry not about what you will say in those times, like after you get like captured and stuff, because he said that he will take control of your body and he will speak for you." He literally said not to worry about anything. And don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about what clothes you're going to wear. Don't worry about any of that. Yeah, Dave Hodges is controlled opposition. So is Israeli News Live. Controlled opposition. Oh, yeah, let's talk about that before we wrap it up. Who all is controlled opposition? Alex Jones, first and foremost. Lisa Haven, Israeli News Live. I'm starting to think, guys, and please don't hate me for this. I don't know yet, but I'm starting to think, and I really don't even want to say it. I don't want to say it because I watched the guy and I really like him, and I've watched him for years and years, but I'm really starting to think that Dabu is controlled opposition. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope that I am wrong. What do you guys think? I'm not sure about Patriot Nurse. I watched a few of her videos. She seems great. She's great. I don't know. I don't know. But oh, Tig, did you know who I was gonna say? Did you know who I was gonna say? It seems like you did. Yeah, David Icke is controlled opposition. David Icke is definitely controlled. He's been controlled opposition for the longest time. Bill Cooper put him out as controlled opposition. But yeah, I've been watching him for a long time, and I really hope that I'm wrong. Hi, ladies. My neighbors always walk around. What are we talking about? What do you mean, Trina? I'm not sure what Plain Truth is. I watched him a while ago. I don't know what he's talking about now. I'm not sure what he's talking about now. I know, yeah, that right there, Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller, you are correct. That is why I think he's controlled opposition. because he started going on about that stuff. I'm really just, uh, I can't. But then again, Oxygen, you're also right. Not every Trump supporter is controlled opposition. They might just trust Trump. That what is controlled opposition? Oh, okay. This is how disinformation works. They they put out about sometimes 60, sometimes 70, sometimes 90% truth, 10% lie. And they lead you in the wrong direction. They'll tell you a lot of truth, of course. Like they will tell you a whole lot of truth, but they will also tell you a lie to direct you off the path. That's how proper disinformation works. Like, for instance, Glenn Beck. He is a very, very well known controlled opposition. He's mainstream. I wouldn't even say he's controlled opposition. I would just say that he's controlled. But yeah, they have a lot of truther channels on YouTube and everywhere on the internet that are controlled opposition. Yeah, Bill Cooper exposed all them guys. He also exposed Jordan Maxwell. Yep. Let's see. A call for an uprising. I started to suspect that recently. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Like I said, I can't say for sure. I can't say for sure. Tom McDonald is controlled opposition. You are correct. There was a time when I liked him too. Yep. James Malcolm, you're correct. Yeah, they tell you look at China, Russia, Iran. Some people still think that those controlled opposition channels will tell you that these countries are also acting independently and not because they are part of an agenda. Jordan Peterson, yep, he's controlled opposition. So is oh yeah, High Impact Flicks, yeah, he's been controlled opposition. Oh man, he's been controlled opposition for the longest time. Longest. I hope I didn't name somebody who's not controlled opposition because I'm going to feel really bad. But I'm starting to suspect that a lot of people are. I mean, I can't say they're not because even if they get videos taken down off of YouTube, that doesn't really necessarily mean anything. That does not necessarily mean anything. Luke Radowski, is he from he's from shit. Sorry guys. What is his it's irrelevant, but I'm not sure. I don't think, but then again, I don't know. You know who is controlled opposition? Press for Truth. He's controlled opposition. Trying to think of a couple more. We Are Changed. Oh yeah, he is from We Are Changed. That's right. Yeah, I'm not sure if he is. I don't suspect. I haven't watched him in a while, so I can't tell you for sure. But who pays all of them? Well, that depends. They could be indirectly paid by YouTube, or they could be paid by contractors, CIA, possibly. It just depends. It just depends. But a lot of people might have started out good. Like a lot of people started out doing like what I'm doing, and then they get offered a decent sack of money, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll go on here and start saying all this stuff." I will never do that. I will never ever do that. That goes against everything that I believe in. I'll look at that money and I'll laugh. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. I never want money. I don't care about it. The only reason I care about it is to eat and to pay for my house. But if it goes away, I don't care. I don't care. Boogeyman Channel, I've never seen him. I can't say. Dollar Vigilante, yep. S20 X22 report, sorry. He is controlled opposition. There was another one, this guy, I forget his name. He's controlled opposition too. You could feel it. You can feel it. Like when you're watching them, you can just tell for some reason that they're controlled opposition. But I will never, ever, ever do that. And if I did, I would just, my whole life would be, I would betray myself. I would, I would betray myself if I did that. I could never do that. I could never intentionally mislead people ever in my life. And I would never do that to you guys. You're getting smoky in here. That's what you get when you're, Who else? Let's see. Oh yeah, I tell people at work too, because they'll be like, "Oh, aren't you gonna?" Oh yeah, Mark Fugel, controlled opposition. People at work will be like, "Oh, how come you're not staying for overtime?" I don't want to. I take more pride in my leisure time than I do overtime. I'm like, oh, what about making money? I don't care about it. I don't care about having extra money in my pocket. I don't want anything. I have no want for anything at all, except for peace of mind, freedom, and happiness. That's it. That's it. Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes. It's hard to tell. I used to watch Mark Fugel. I watched him for a while, and then he just started going off the wrong path. And he sells them EMP shields. I'll tell you right now, they don't work. They do not work. And there is no way that anybody can make one and claim that they do work. Because in order to have something that works, you have to put a test to it. I guarantee if I took one of those things, one of those EMP shield things or whatever, and I put a lot of, if I hooked up jumper cables to it, like my car, if I hooked up jumper cables to it and turned the car on and started hitting the gas, I guarantee it would overload. Guarantee it would overload. Those things do not work. Nothing will work. Literally nothing. Well, unless you have access to what they have access to, because all their stuff is protected. Faraday cage, I can't say. I've never seen him at all, so I don't. Yeah, Tucker Carlson, he's on Fox News. Of course he's controlled opposition. Yep. Yeah, Days of Noah is not controlled opposition. I don't believe that he is. That dude is so good. He tells, every time I listen to him, I always even tell Reagan, I'm like, when I listen to him, I feel dumb. I feel like I'm just not even close to being on this guy's level of intelligence. He is so smart. I don't know how he is able to take in all of that information and be able to just recite it and explain it and actually know what he's talking about. It's insane. Um, Sherry, I'm not sure about her, but if somebody goes on to a platform, it doesn't necessarily mean they're controlled opposition. They might just want to get the word out. But I don't know. I can't, like I said, I can't say. I can't say. I can't say. But what really surprised me, and you guys were here for this, what really surprised me is when all the doctors got outed as being controlled opposition. And even Richie said that he had an idea about it, and he was like, dude, I found out they were controlled opposition. And he said, it's crazy. I couldn't believe it. Dr. Carey, of all people, Kaufman, all the people that we thought were legit. We thought they were legit, and they're not. It's sad. They literally have plants everywhere. Everywhere. Crazy. Crazy. And the people that are actually legit, well, they get taken out, i.e., Jeff C. Rosa, a lot of people would argue she was controlled, but I don't think so. She did so much for exposing. Yeah, Oracle, yeah, they are saying some truth. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's how proper disinformation works. Well, again, you can take what you need and leave the rest. That what I do, I read on my videos, I'll read articles, and then I'll get people commenting on there, and they'll be like, oh, you do realize that site is controlled, or this is, talking about Trump. And then I always say, take what you need, leave the rest. That's it. That's it. Let's see. Yeah, Deborah, she does. She seems really, really sincere. I never heard of Simon Gold. I've never heard. Jane Tan, she is awesome. I did watch her. She would drive around and she would get footage of like all of these weird government trucks that were trying to be discreet, but they weren't. And she would just sit there and expose them. She was exposing the 5G, and then she just disappeared off the face of the earth. Just off the face of the earth. What happened? I don't know. But guys, I'm gonna have to get going because it is currently 7:51 where I'm at, and I gotta go to work tomorrow. We've been going for like an hour and 20. I feel like we got enough done today. Spiro, I would say he's controlled opposition. Anybody want to say anything else before we get going here? I can let it go one more full minute. You got 1 minute. Yeah, Spiro's controlled opposition, I believe. Oh, David Yates, he's not. He's not controlled opposition. David's awesome. I watch him all the time. He's great. Great. Man, you guys are saying some people that I've never even seen. Never even seen. I never heard of Jason Goodman. I never heard of there's a lot of shills. There's a lot of shills. It's crazy. Basically, I'm at the point now. I know, innocent till proven guilty, that whole thing. But I'm at the point now where if your channel is pretty big and you have like 100,000 or more subscribers, I will assume that you are controlled opposition until I watch a couple of your videos and make like a educated guess, you could say, a hypothesis. I don't know. I'm just like you guys. I'm just some dude, right? I'm just some kid from Ohio who does videos in his car and pulls up articles and reads stuff. I am not privy to anything more than you guys are. I just do a lot of research. I always have. I literally always have. And I like doing this because I like talking to you guys. I really enjoy talking to you guys. You guys are awesome. The comments you leave, the emails, all of that. Yeah, you guys are great. I wouldn't want to have any other group of people in my corner at all. At all. Yeah, David Yates he's genuine. He's very genuine. Very, very genuine. I will check out Jesus Freak Computer Geek. Let's see. I'm not sure about Mark Lowe. I used to watch some of his videos, but I haven't recently. Like I said, I can't speak on anything that I've not looked into. Yeah, of course we're gonna do a Lord's Prayer. Yeah, that's what we do here. Unless I'm making a video and my stuff messes up, like, the last couple of videos, I got to put them out in 2 parts because my thing will literally just cut. It makes me mad. That's beside the point. All right, let's see here. Let's pray. Oh, John X Army? Wait, not yet. John X Army, I don't know, but he was controlled. Absolutely. I don't know where he went, though. But he was definitely controlled opposition. Anyway. Is that it? All right, we'll get out of here. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Ooh, let's see. Last minute before we go. Last minute. I can feel God with us. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if anybody tries to say whatever you're going to say. It's all right. There was this there was a saying that this guy told me a long time ago. Was a friend of mine's father. He told me, he said, I would rather die believing that there is a God and find out there isn't than to die not believing that there is a God and find out there is. And that stuck with me for the longest time. I don't know why. This was like way before. This was way before because I told you guys about how when I got into high school, I fell out of the faith for a little bit, and I got into all the New Age crap. But then I came back to the faith because I realized what was going on. Okay, all right, guys, I'm getting out of here. What is going on? These neighbor kids are crazy. All right, guys. I will make a video very soon. I will keep you updated. And as always, you guys are the best and stay free.